Hi, so today we'll be learning about the product rule. So what is the product rule? So I've wrote it over here. It states that the prime of u times v is equal to the prime of u times v plus u, and then times by prime of v. Okay, so now let's do some examples. Okay, so y is equal to x plus 1 times by let's do x squared plus 3. Okay, so using our formula, so the prime of y, so the first step you have to do, so we look at our function first of all, and u is replaced with x plus 1 and v is replaced with x squared plus 3. So u and v. So what does our formula tell us to do? So first thing, you have to differentiate u. So we have to differentiate this part of our function. So when you differentiate, x becomes 1 and 1 becomes the constant. So 1 times, and then our formula tells us you don't have to differentiate for v, so we just leave it as x squared plus 3. And now we have to add, and then u, this time u is not going to be differentiated, so we leave it as x plus 1. And then now v is differentiating, it's being differentiated, so x squared becomes 2x. If you don't know how I got this, so by the way, so x squared, when you differentiate a function, you have to reduce the power by 1. So we're going to reduce the power by 1 and bring the exponent to the front and leave the x. So you should get 2x to the power of 1, which is the same as 2x. Okay. So times by 2x. Okay. So I'm going to put some brackets so it makes it easier for ourselves. Okay, so now you just have to times it together. So 1 times x squared is x squared, and then 1 times 3, which is 3, and then add, and then 2x times x, 2x squared, and then 2x times 1, which is 2x. Okay, so you have to check if you can bring the like terms together, which you can. 2x squared plus x squared becomes 3x squared, and then plus 2x plus 3. Okay, so that's your answer. So now let's do another example. Okay, let's do y is equal to 3x squared plus 1 and 2x minus 3. Wow, just read. Okay, so looking at our function, the first thing you do, so we have to differentiate the first part of our function or equation. So we differentiate, so 3x squared becomes 6x, 1 becomes a constant, times by 2x minus 3, because v is represented, 2x minus 3 is represented by v, and our formula tells us you don't have to differentiate, so we leave it as 2x minus 3, and then you add, I'll just put the brackets, so then we add, and then you just leave it as 3x squared plus 1 times by v, which is 2x minus 3, but you have to differentiate, so it becomes 2. Okay, so now we're going to put the brackets. So now you have to expand the equation. So 6x times by 2x, which is 12x squared. 6x times by negative 3, which is minus 18x, plus 3x squared times by 2, which is 6x squared, and then 1 times 2 is 2. And now you join the like terms together. So 12x squared plus 6x squared, you get 18x squared minus 18x plus 2. Okay, you can factorize this. You can put 2 at the front, as everything can be divided by 2. So your answer should be this. It should be 2 times 9x squared minus 9x plus 1. Okay, that's your answer. So now let's do one more. Okay, let's do y is equal to 2x and 3x minus 1 and x minus 1. Okay, so the first thing you need to do, we have to expand the bracket first of all. So 2x times by 3x, which is 6x squared, and then 2x times by minus 1, which is minus 2x. And we can put this into our bracket, and x minus 1. As there's nothing needed to be times by, so we leave it as x minus 1. Okay, so now we can differentiate. Okay, using our product rule. So this is represented by u and this is represented by v. Okay, so now the first thing we need to do is differentiate u. So 6x squared becomes 12x and 2x becomes minus 2, and then we put our brackets. Oh, sorry. Okay, so yep, x minus 1, and then plus u, which is 6x squared minus 2x, and now you have to differentiate v, which x becomes 1 and 1 becomes it's a constant. So, and now you put the brackets, and now you have to expand 12x times by x, 12x squared, and then 12x times by minus 1, which is minus 12x, minus 2 times x, minus 2x, minus 2 times minus 1, it's going to be positive 2, and now you add, and then 1, it's going to leave the equation as it is, so 6x squared minus 2x. So now you have to bring the like terms together. 12x squared plus 6x squared, which is 18x squared, and then minus 12x, and then minus 2x, and then minus 2x, so that gives you a result of minus 16x. It would also help if you cross out what you've done, so you don't cross out the same thing again. So I've done that, this and this and this, and then you're left with plus 2. Okay. You don't really have to factorize it, and you just leave it as it is like that. Okay, so that's your answer, and this is the product rule. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more math content, and bye.